What's going on, guys? Welcome to the Not Professional Chef episode 2. Today I'm going to be making smokehouse pork chops with a pan sauce and lemony green beans and also some potatoes. It's going to be really good. Always hella fresh. Like I said, I'm going to be doing this series for a while now. I enjoy it. Let's crack this bag open for us. See what we all get inside. Really like pork chops. I hope this meal is really good. We got green beans. Green beans look really nice. You get 2 packs of green beans. 6 ounces, so that's 12 ounces green beans. An onion. Always some sour cream. Love this sour cream. Got some beef sauce. Just has the word beef on it. I wonder what this is actually used for. Get 2 packets of that. Some beef sauce. Comes in a cute little pink pack. Got some bold and savory steak spice. And a whole lot of tomatoes. And a lemon. I didn't recognize that lemon. I really love potatoes. Oh, I almost forgot. Let me get it out my fridge. Pork chops. Pork cutlets. Boneless pork chops. Delicious. So for this meal, let's start out by first preheating your oven to 425, which I already got going. And just go ahead and wash off some of these potatoes and get chopping. We'll go ahead and get a towel and dry off these potatoes. Dry off these potatoes real quick for us. These meals are really easy to make. I would really like a sponsorship from HelloFresh if you're watching. Of course, you know, I'd love to say use link this and this, the Not Professional Chef, or you know, whatever, for a certain amount off. But unfortunately, I do not have a sponsor from them yet, as of yet. Soon, guys, we will have a sponsor for it. Thanks for tuning in. Also, I have a podcast that I currently do where we talk about other things like movies, anime, other, you know, miscellaneous things. Really don't talk about food a whole lot on there. But you should definitely go check that out. The links will be in the description below. And let's get to it. Let's cut up these potatoes. Now, I have a pan right here. I'm gonna lightly spray with oil quick with the beautiful misto. I love this thing. You just give it a couple pumps and it's ready to be mistified. You can just spray it on there. This thing's honestly great. Olive oil, that's all that's in here, by the way. Just olive oil. And let's chop up these potatoes. I like to have all my potatoes on one side. I'm just going to dice them. And so I'm just going to cut them down the middle. And then just dice them. 1-inch cubes diced. I like my potatoes diced. Just chop them up. Just that. Simple little half squares. I'm not going to go too crazy with it. But you want to try to keep them all the same size roughly, so they cook evenly. If you have something that's way too big, for instance, if I have one of these right here, and then I have one of these right here, they're not going to cook at the same time. So you definitely want to keep them roughly around the same size so they do cook around the same time. They get finished around the same time. They cook thoroughly around the same time. There's nothing worse than biting into one potato and it's too mushy, and then biting into the other potato and it's just rock hard because it hasn't been cooked through all the way. Once we get this done, go ahead and we're going to put these potatoes on my oiled pan. And then I'm going to also chop up some green beans. Well, not chop them up per se. I'm just going to, you'll see, put some finesse into it. I'm going to grab some salt and pepper in a second and go ahead and salt the potatoes, because I like my potatoes to have salt. I recommend that you always use a little bit of salt. It brings out the flavor in any food. So definitely use salt. Not too much though. I have an aunt who loves salt. I'm talking about she loves salt, guys. To the point where she puts salt on everything, and way too much salt on everything. She'll put like salt on spaghetti, but that's normal. Put a little bit of salt, but she'll dump like a whole carton of salt, and it just gets to the point where you can't eat it. It's uneatable. It's still edible. I mean, you can, digest it and everything. It's just, it's not eatable per se, because it doesn't taste good. It doesn't taste like it should. Got 4 more potatoes here after this one. Like I said, I'm just doing not too heavy on the dicing. I want to have potato, but I want to put them in bite-sized pieces. So that's like bite-sized pieces. You don't want, like I said, no one wants to pick, sorry, no one wants to pick up a half a potato to eat. They want to pick up something that's smaller that they can actually bite into and have just one bite. If you're doing different things, like maybe a roast, you could use like just a half a potato. If people don't mind that in like roast, but not for any meal where your potato is a side dish. This pork chop meal, honestly, to me, is going to be one of my favorites. I know I say that probably about every meal, but I honestly love food. Like, food's just my heart and soul. Cooking it, eating it, obviously eating it. But there's nothing better than, getting in the kitchen, cooking for your family or your friends or for a significant other you're trying to impress. And this would be one way to do it. HelloFresh is super easy to use, guys. I'm not even sponsored by them, and I would recommend you trying out HelloFresh or any kind of those fresh things that they ship straight to your door. It's really nice to use also. I think there was a couple others I looked at. Just HelloFresh for me in my area is really cheap, so I don't have to pay that much for HelloFresh. And I thought, why not? I'm not having to pay a lot. Easy, simple meals. Might as well go ahead and just purchase it. I think I paid like $12. I think I got 4 meals free actually, and then I paid like $12. Alright, here's the potatoes. I'm going to put the potatoes aside for now. Let me grab a bowl quick so I can just put them in the bowl. Put that right there. Next, I'm going to do the onion. There goes my oven, it's preheated. And I'm actually going to mince this onion. Yeah, I'm going to mince the onion this time. I think last video I cut it in strands and I minced just a little bit of the strands. This time I'm actually going to mince the onion. Get this peel off. Always try to take the skin off your onion. No one wants to eat this nasty skin that's on the top. It's not eatable at all. But this thing will come, there it goes. It did not want to cooperate with me at all. You have those days where your food just doesn't want to cooperate with you. As always, tiny little mince. I don't really like onions like that. They're alright, but I ain't going out of my way to eat them normally. Either you want to slice down on the side, and then you simply just want to chop, and you will have, as you can see, perfect mince. You can make them different sizes. I like mine smaller. And you don't want to waste a lot of the onion. If you see part you miss, go ahead and just fix that up. That's all the onion I'm wasting. Only a little bit. Don't want to waste too much of the onion. Don't want to waste too much of any food, to be honest with you. The least wasteful you can be, the more money you're saving yourself in the long run. Go ahead and do that to the other side. You just follow the line down. It has the natural lines in it, so just follow them down. I know some of y'all probably criticizing me right now. I know how to chop an onion. A lot of people actually do not know how to chop an onion properly. I've seen people chop onions crazily, like ways you could never even imagine. They have easier things like onion choppers you can use and buy. But why do that when you can just do it yourself by hand? It's a waste of money. Unless you're doing a buttload of onions. If you're doing like 100 onions, then yeah. Throw that away. Alright, got my onions now. Beautiful minced onions. And I'm going to go ahead and scoot these to the side. I'm not going to grab a bowl for them. And I'm going to go ahead and get the lemon. I'm just going to cut the lemon in half. I'm just cut thick slices of the lemon. Cut some thick slices of lemon. There you go. Lemon's done. Alright, now since I got my pan oiled, I'm going to go ahead and, let's see. I'm just trying to remember it. Alright. I'm going to go ahead and put my pans on one side of it. It's going to take up a whole pan. I'm going to have to grab another one. Grab me some salt real quick. Salt. Drizzle some salt on it. I'm going to put a little bit more salt. Alright, now that that's done, I'm going to put some more oil on top. My misto is running out. I'm going to have to add some more to it. Hold on. There we go. Alright, that's oiled up and everything. Got another one of these pans. Got another one for us. And I'm going to add the green beans to this one. Put the oil down. First. And then green beans go on the pan, spread them out. Clear out my trash in a second here. More green beans on the pan, spread them out. Trying to toss the oil on them a little bit. Spray them. Salt. Make sure salt gets on them, all of them. All right. I'm gonna go ahead and throw these potatoes into the oven real quick. Let those cook a little bit. And I think I'm gonna put some pepper on these. I like pepper on my green beans. I don't know about y'all. I actually enjoy pepper. Question is, where is my pepper? Aha! It was hiding from me, guys. It's hiding. Put a little bit of pepper on them. There's not a lot of pepper. Not a lot of pepper's coming out, so it's all good. You go ahead and zest one of these lemons. All right, that's zest. Try my best not to squeeze the juice out while I'm zesting this. Like I said, I should have zested the lemon whenever it was whole, but I forgot. I just went ahead and just chopped it up. I normally have a much smaller zester than this too. I'm using a microplane right now, so. See, that might be enough lemon zest. Let me get a little tiny bowl for it. Yeah, that should be enough lemon zest. I feel like, please. Just gonna put that right there. All right, now let's grab the pan and get these pork chops going. With some movie magic, I'm gonna go ahead and move you guys over here. And just like that, y'all are over here. Got my pan here. Grab my misto. Always use some misto. Charge it up some. Go ahead and put the oil in the bottom of the pan. I like it because it doesn't do too much oil. Honestly, it does not do too much oil. Grab my pork chops. Got my pork chops. Pork chops. I'm gonna go ahead and throw my green beans in while this cooks. Let those green beans start to cook. And finally, make pork chops. This thing does not want to come open. This package is not working with me today. It's a little bit juicy right now, so I'm gonna drain it and pat it dry. So I'm just taking a pork chop and just patting it dry. And then just lay the pork down. Always should hear that sizzle whenever you're cooking. patting another one dry. Throw it in my trash. So I stay there for just a second now. Let it get that nice brown on the bottom. You don't want to move it too much. You'll start to see color going around the base right here, around the base of it. So you can see, should be starting to get a little bit of color to it. I'm going to go ahead and prepare my next 2 pork chops. See, that package came clean. This package came out clean, no problem. And to pat pork chops dry, I just use paper towels. Don't really need anything else. Pat them dry, make sure they're dry. Now it's starting to cook. I'm gonna add some of that spice that they gave us. Gonna add a little bit to the top. You can feel free to do this step before you put it in the pan, but I like doing it inside the pan. It makes me just feel a little bit better about myself. Go ahead and flip them. I'm going to go ahead and season the other side. As you can see, they've gotten this nice brown color to them. That's exactly what you want to see, guys. Continue to let them cook. I'm gonna turn down my temperature a little bit because I don't want to overcook them. But right now, I'm just gonna turn the temperature down, let them cook nice and slow, but not too slow, because you still want to get that brown on them. Whatever you do though, do not touch them. Let them cook. If you keep moving them and messing them around, you're not gonna get these nice brown edges that I showed you on your pork chops. I'm going to go ahead and check my veggies and my potatoes. Alright. Always when you're opening the oven, make sure you dodge the steam that's going to come out, because the steam always comes out of the oven. And it will burn you. See, as you can see, when I move my pan, the pork chops don't move. That's a good thing. Let them stay there and do their thing. Move them in about maybe 2 to 3 minutes. I can feel them right now that they're starting to get done. Now I'm gonna do it the other way with the seasoning. I'm gonna put seasoning on the other pork chops before I put it in the pan, just to show you the difference of that. Which, in my opinion, there is no difference. Some people just feel like it's safer and easier to do it, put the seasoning on beforehand. I don't really care, in my opinion. I really don't. I'll put the seasoning on while it's in the pan, before it's in the pan. Whatever I feel like doing is what I do it when it comes to putting seasoning on meats. Now, if it was a marinade, I would definitely put it on before the pan so it can rest overnight or do what it's got to do overnight. 12 hours, 6 hours, however long you put your marinades on. Like I said, hands right now, if you can see that, guys, they're dirty. But it's okay to be dirty in the kitchen and other places. I'm gonna put a little bit of salt onto these pork chops. I feel like the seasoning they give us doesn't include that much salt. So I'm gonna go ahead and put some salt on these pork chops. I'm not putting a lot of salt on, just a tiny bit. So you can see the difference of them. Let me get back some of these pork chops that are cooking. These pork chops should be about done. Grab a little resting plate for them. Hey guys, unfortunately during that video my camera died, but I am getting some items to prevent that from ever happening again. But let's continue on. I'm going to use my phone, so sorry if the quality just dropped all of a sudden. I'll be right back. I'm going to go ahead and do a little bit of movie magic, and I'm going to set you guys up so you can see something, okay? Alright, I added some oil to my pan. I'm going to add onions to it now. I'm going to let these onions get nice and brown and crisp. Adding more miso. Go ahead and pull out my green beans. They're done. Adding a little bit of more miso to my potatoes. browning the onions. Make sure they get nice and caramelized and brown. Alright, now that that's nice and brown, they're not completely done yet, so I'm going to wait. But I am going to test my, my green beans. Really good. Add in my beet packets to it. And I'm also going to add in a little bit of water. Let that cook and let it simmer down for us. Continuing to let this reduce down. I think that looks pretty good, pretty reduced. Now I'm going to take my green beans and toss them with lemon zest. Lemon zest we had from earlier. I'm just going to sprinkle some on top. Now I'm going to add sour cream to this. Add in just a little bit of pepper. Sour cream. Another packet of sour cream. I'm going to go ahead and stir it. And for my own little twist, I'm going to add a little splash of lemon to it. Just a little bit of lemon. Potatoes just got done. So now guys, let's go ahead and plate this stuff up, and I'm gonna go ahead and move y'all back over here so we can plate it up, okay? I'm gonna chop up this pork chop. Chop up the pork chop. Go ahead and plate it. Take a little bit of my sauce. Put the sauce over it. Green beans. Grab a lemon for garnish. And then lastly, our potatoes. Let me go grab them out of the oven for us. chopping up the potatoes for us. After the potatoes are plated, go ahead for the final reveal. Steakhouse pork chops with creamy pan sauce and lemony green beans. See how this looks, boys. Thank you very much, guys, for tuning in. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. I know this video was hard to do because my camera, unfortunately, went out on me. But I'm getting it fixed, and I'll see y'all next time, guys. As always, have a wonderful day.